Take a ride in the sky.
So your new album, your fourth studio album, will come out in May this year, on the 31st May. And I saw an Instagram post where you had a little animation where you did like this, and you wanted the people to comment with an emoji. And I want you to describe in 3 words how your album sounds.
Power disco madness.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You go with that?
Yes.
You?
Spot on, right there.
Yeah?
I'm with him, whatever he said.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I go with that as well.
Excellent.
Perfect. So you actually wanted to go on tour in February, March this year, but you kind of had to reschedule the tour. And it's because the album was not finished, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
And what was happening?
Basically, it's like we did a little announcement where we said, we told everybody what was up, and it was basically, the tour was scheduled for now, like you said, and the album was supposed to be done sooner. In the end, we didn't stop touring until August the same year, and then we basically started making the record, and we tried to get availabilities for everybody we wanted involved with, like production and mixing and just recording and scheduling everything. So that was basically where it didn't connect all the way. We just couldn't make it work, and we didn't want to compromise on those points. We wanted that guy to do that and this and so on, and the music comes first, so there was no other way, unfortunately. But I think everybody will agree that it was worth it when they listen to the album. So
too. You want to say something?
No.
You're fine. Of course, I have already listened to the album, and it's very, when I'm listening to it, it's like I feel like I'm back in the 90s in a nice disco or something, and everybody's happy and everything is colorful. And I wanted to know if you kind of got inspired by the 90s. I mean, the last album was like, when I remember the video of Baby, for example, it's like that as well. So do you kind of get inspired by that?
Well, I guess, like, I think that we've always had kind of a, well, I wouldn't say disco, but dancey, bouncy element in our DNA somewhere. Already back, if you listen to Tommy Gun, there is this little element, some like to just we just didn't really know how to channel it, really, I think. We always had, it's not like our influences or inspiration sources really changed. It's more like we're not afraid to use all of it now. We always had this kind of. And in the beginning, when we started the band, it was like, we weren't really rock and roll enough for our label. So we were always like almost maybe trying to be a little more rock and roll than we really are. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're still a rock band. This is still, there's no doubt about it. Or rather a band. I don't like genre divisions anyway. But Baby was definitely kind of an ignition for that whole thing to get to the next level, I think. Yeah. That one, and When I See You Dance with Another. Just the danceable tracks. You know what I mean?
I think we've been like starting a band is like starting a baby. That's the wrong expression, but you kind of grow up. Like at first you're like a teenager, you're not really sure who you are, and then you sort of evolve, and now we're like, this is who we are, and we're not really ashamed of it. We can just go with it.
I'm in fact very proud of who we are now, and I'm very proud that we, against people's advice, some at times, like went our way and did what we felt was right. With the songs that we wanted to write and the people we wanted to work with and the money we wanted to spend on, a mix. Some would say like you can't spend. We don't have the budget to spend on have this guy mix. There's no choice. Like there's no discussion. The music is number one. We need to make it sound amazing the way we want it to sound.
And you did it in the end.
We did. We always did.
That's amazing. Every band should feel like that. Like you're proud of what you are and what you're doing, and just do what you like. Because it was really like that. Like the first 2 albums or the first album that you couldn't really do what you wanted to do. It sounded like that.
No, we could do basically what we wanted to do in the end.
But you were afraid?
But there was pushing from the outside. There was pushing from the label about, you need to be more interesting off stage because we can't do interviews because you have no scandals. None of the tabloids want to touch you because you don't have a sex tape out, or So that was just always a big one, like trying to get a spotlight onto the band, like, hey, please listen to the music. You'll think it's great. Like, yeah, but I need a nude picture to listen to the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was just, but I guess it's the same for every band in the beginning. You struggle with just getting the attention.
Yeah, right. That's true.
I don't think that it wasn't that we didn't do what we wanted to, like, we didn't know what we wanted to do exactly. We had a bunch of influences, and then we sort of said, okay, this is what we're going to sound like. It's this band, and this band, and maybe this band. And that was it. And then after a while, you start to discover like your own identity as a group of 4 people working together. And I mean, it's an ongoing, ever-evolving thing. And it should be, otherwise it gets boring. But it's also quite hard at times. But in the end, I think it has to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. I really love the album cover. It's so beautiful. And I saw some hints in there.
You did pick up the hints.
Yes, I did pick up the hints. I saw some lyrics, actually some names of the songs. And where did this idea come from? To put the songs in the album cover?
Well, I mean, it was. We have a brilliant art director for this album, our very good friend Leo Åkesson, who did the videos for the Weekend Man singles, and also who did Fireman, and who is right now working on the videos for the next singles we're putting out from Club Majesty. And he was in charge of the whole art direction. We love the man. We trust the man. To like put the pictures and do the graphic stuff for our music, really. And we never really had that with anybody in the past. It was always a lot of back and forth and a lot like, with Leo, it's like he's a very emotional person, like with his work. He really puts his heart into things. And he totally just got the vibe of the band and us as people. So
it was always so amazing now, like whenever we got anything from him, it was like basically done.
It's finished.
It was like, okay, yeah, cool, we can send that. And then we still tweaked it a bit, but the general idea was always like right there and super cool and all the little things.
So it was basically his mind governing the whole thing, but then we had other people here in Germany actually who put it together.
They also did.
Fantastic job, work. Absolutely.
Yeah, great to have such amazing people around you. It
we've been
actually
pretty
sounds
fortunate.
like you now have what you always wanted. You have got your family and the stuff you like. Yeah. It's great. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought about, I grabbed some lyrics from your songs and translate them in German. Übersetzen, yes. Okay, your German is very good. Okay, let's see how this goes. I've got 3 different songs. So the first one is: Du kannst herumlaufen, du kannst auf deinen Zehen laufen, ohne ein Geräusch zu machen. Yes.
Good call. I was struggling. That was a tricky one.
But I don't know if I got it on audio.
Laufen.
Oh, walk. The song is Walk.
Thank you. Yeah, great. So the second one. Einige Dinge werden sich nie ändern, einige Dinge kommen nicht mit dem Alter. Ich sage Stopp, du sagst Los.
Make love, not war.
Yes. Perfect. And the last one, I think it's an easy one. Ich bin ein Feuerwehrmann und Tänzer.
Oh, that's astronaut. Oh, that's astronaut, Bob, without a doubt.
Maybe.
Is it underwear?
Ich bin ein Feuerwehrmann und Tänzer. Doesn't work.
Sing it in German.
Wann du geil ist, dann... Nein, that's the opposite. When you're down. Wann du traurig ist, dann kommt ich mit mein Fist, Feuermann.
That's actually quite good.
It has to rhyme as well.
What is it? Wenn ich dich mit jemand anderem tanzen sehe. Is it? What is when?
Yeah. When, it's right.
Wenn.
It's right.
Wenn ich dich mit jemand anderem tanzen sehe. Wenn ich dich mit... Das finde ich so schlecht, ich muss runtergehen. Ich muss runtergehen. wenn ich dich mit jemand anderem tanzen sehe.
Jemand anderen tanzen sehen. Blaukraut bleibt Blaukraut und Brautkleid bleibt Brautkleid.
Okay. Now you put your skills out.
Schlesische Straße 36. This is very hard for Swedish
What's the
people
other
to
one?
say.
Der Kaplan klebt Pappplakate. Pappplakate klebt der Kaplan.